site. We now will be moving on and heading over to North America, where Air Canada's flight attendants are defying a government back-to-work order after the Canada Industrial Relations Board declared their strike unlawful. The airline says COOP must direct members to return, but union leaders insist the walkout will continue until a fair deal is reached. The strike has cancelled or delayed hundreds of flights, affecting nearly 500,000 passengers. Negotiations have dragged on for 8 months over pay, pensions, benefits and crew rest. Air Canada says services could resume today, while the union urges the airline to return to the table with a respectful contract. We'll now listen to what one flight attendant has said.
Our hope is that the outcome will be that our employer will come back to the table and negotiate. We will happily go back to work with a respect.
Well, Vandana Singh is joining us to discuss this as an aviation expert. Vandana, as always, a pleasure to be speaking with you. There are, of course, updates. This situation is evolving. A tentative deal, we understand, is in the process of being agreed. Flights hopefully restarting today. But this, of course, has had governmental inputs, which is trying to speed up the process, but workers clearly unhappy. What's the impact of this dispute on civilians who are planning their holidays?
Absolutely, Joshua, thank you for having me on your show. And again, I mentioned, look at the amount of disgruntled customers over here. Look at the passenger inconvenience over here. Look at the peak season disruptions over here. And as we see, it has taken 8 months, 8 months that the negotiations have been going on, and obviously there is frustration with the Canadian Union of Public Employees, and rightfully so. They are just demanding what is the need of the hour. They are not demanding anything extra, they are not demanding anything less, but they are saying, please pay us for what we do. And it's good that the Ministry of Labour got involved. It's good that the other ministries also got involved, to sort of say that stop locking horns on this and come up with something. But why couldn't this mediation happen before? Why couldn't this be done proactively? These are a lot of questions to be answered. And as I mentioned, it is very difficult now to measure the loss, cost of the lost opportunity, as I spoke about, and it's coming in too little too late, and you have disgruntled employees out there. And obviously, it's going to take a long time now to reposition, reschedule, restaff, reboot, all of that. So it's still sort of a catch-22, because you can't just ask people to resume work without really bringing something on the table. And it's time now that there's a mediator, that something is brought on the table, that something is given to them as a reassurance. And I heard the employee just say respect. Respect is a very, very important word here. They have to be respected for the work that they are doing. They cannot just be told, okay, off you go and on you come. It doesn't work like a switch on or a switch off. It has to be respect and mutual respect. And they had 8 months here to really come up with solutions. And I hope there is no knee-jerk reaction now.
Yes, absolutely. Vandana, very quickly, we have around a minute or so left. How easy will it be to bring these operations back? And what will happen to those travellers who have been impacted?
Absolutely. First of all, it's going to take minimum 7 to 10 days or more to bring the operations to somewhat normalize. I say somewhat normalize. They may begin with a few flights, and this is not going to help many customers here. Don't forget, there are at least 500,000 affected daily. There are about 25,000 passengers waiting to come into Canada. This is peak season. This is the end of the holiday season. And as far as the passengers are concerned, it's a nightmare as we speak. This announcement is not going to make things better, because there are talks about refunds going on one side. There are talks about rescheduling going on one side. There's talking of alternate airlines where they'll be accommodated. But on ground, nothing like that is happening. You have a whole lot of confused and disgruntled customers. So 7 to 10 days is a minimum, and that too, if they progress at a fast pace and come up with something on the table for these employees, for these flight attendants to breathe easy. This has to happen very quickly.
Absolutely, Vandana. Thank you ever so much for your insights as always. We will